it is very loud down there. You would be mistaken for thinking that we're having a party. And I just realized that I don't do these videos this way. I have not done it at nighttime yet. So the lighting is going to be a bit wonky. But you know what? For a video like this, I really don't care. This is a comic haul, but a slightly disappointing one. There's a word I want to use. Oh, scraping the bottom of the barrel, I think that was, yeah. Because we really are scraping the bottom of the barrel with this one. So it was a last minute, let's go to the mall kind of day. And then I was like, all right, I'll go, I guess. I kind of didn't want to, but I was like, well, it's either you go and you don't get... So you go and you don't get a whole bunch of comics, or you don't get exactly what you're looking for, which is what happened. Or you stay home and you contemplate to yourself, what would they have had? Would they probably have had this I was looking for? And then you don't know. So I'm glad I went at the end of the day, I guess. But, it was one of those things where I was like, I'm trying to get these books read. Because I'm trying to get... Cause I give myself too much to read that again. I need to stop thinking like, oh, well, we have 12 days off. That means I can... No, I should have gone with the plan I came up with afterwards, like after all was said and done, than do what I did. But without further ado, let's get into it. First, and a lot of this is because I am so picky with how I collect comics. So instead of getting books some from Marvel, some from DC, some from Image Comics, some from Dark Horse, it's all one publisher, it's all Image. Now, that's fine when I'm buying off of Amazon, and because I'm only doing one publisher, yeah, sometimes I can't get this book, or I can't get that one, but that rarely ever happens, and usually it's just this big set. I usually, instead of getting this set of books, I get this set of books, and so I don't want to take some from this set and some from that set. It's one big set, instead of some from each smaller set. That is why it's a little bit disappointing here, too, because none of these books was, oh, I needed this last book from this author for Image, or this last volume of this series from Image. It was just, they had it, I kind of want, I guess, so I grabbed it. First up is actually one that is the last book I need from this author. And I don't usually do floppies, so that was nice to go back to. This is Gray Lady by Mike Benson and Adam Glass. And I got the variant cover, too. And this is part of their Ninth Circle imprint. And most of these, actually all of these, I have on the Kindle. And I'm fine with owning them on the Kindle, but this one, I saw it there. And I'm glad I waited to buy this one, because now I have it physically. If I'm paying full price, I might as well own I want to own the physical copy. And what did it say? It just said, The Sixth Sense meets blank. And Ghost, okay. So, has to do with ghosts. And I will show the interior artwork. Floppy or no, I always do show the interior artwork. And I'll do another page, because it just kind of seemed like this one was... I don't know why, but... It just didn't seem like it was a good enough... Here you go, that 2-page spread there. This is written by Adam Glass, and I think Mike Benson. Yep, they both wrote it. But then the artist here is Ken Lashley. And this is the only two things that Adam Glass did were for Ninth Circle. It was this, or from Ninth Circle. It was this and Blood Train. And I do like Adam Glass as a writer. So I'm glad I got that one. This next one I completely forgot about until I saw it. So on top of Dread the Halls, we got another Christmas anthology. This one being Startling Tales of Santa Claus. Now this is 80 pages instead of 72. So that's kind of nice. So I guess the extra 8 pages justifies the $10 cover price. It's pretty pricey. Now this one has multiple writers. So I'm just going to show the... Just checking to see who the writers were. Show the credits page. Credits page. There you go. And then I'll show the interior artwork. And that'll be that. This one, I do like when they do anthologies like this. And this one said 2025 annual. And I honestly thought that this was an ongoing series. I mean, this is like issue 2 or 3 or something like that. But I had never heard of the original series. So, original series. I had never heard of the series itself. So I figured, I was like, when I first saw it listed, I didn't think to check if this was like the second in a series or if it was just a series in general. It doesn't seem to be. Uh, one shot so far. So that fucking sniffles. And then we got Do a Powerbomb by Daniel Warren Johnson. This one I just saw at the comic shop every time I went. And this one, I also was going to get. So I was going to, originally for Christmas, I was going to get all the rest of the Daniel Warren Johnson books that I needed. I don't know why that name was so hard to pronounce. But I decided against it at the last minute and then got something else. Which I don't think I would able to get Manifest Destiny if I did this. But this one was one of the ones I believe that was out of stock on Amazon. They were kind of charging you a bit of a hefty price. And I think one of them, like, it was like used very good and I couldn't get like new unless it was overpriced. So I decided to get it here, but then there's two of them. So kind of defeats the purpose. And I don't know if I'm going to do that next month. But all 7 issues collected in this trade, written by Daniel Warren Johnson. I believe the same exact I believe it's the same exact creative team fucking, come on, brain. My brain just does not like to work sometimes. It just wants to quit on me. Same creative team that did Wonder Woman Dead Earth. It's created, written, and illustrated by Daniel Warren Johnson with colors done by Mike Spicer. So at the very least, if this is the only thing that they both collaborated on for Image, hey, at least I have that. So when I reread Wonder Woman Dead Earth, it'll be just as satisfying, or doubly as satisfying. And I'll have to have, all of them. But yeah, all 7 issues collected in here. $24.99, pretty expensive price. Yeah, it's 7 issues, but it's like 168 pages. It's not like it's... Hey, a pro wrestler gave it... It's kind of funny. A pro wrestler gave it praise. There's a little blurb in the back. Alright. Put that one there. And the other trade I got was Hyde Street. This one I stupidly thought was volume 1 of 1. All 7 it was a mini series, and it's not. There's more issues coming out. There's 9 total on Amazon that solicited, and this one only collects the first 7. Yeah, that was pretty silly to do. I know it was. But this is written by Jeff Johns, with artwork done by Ivan Reis for chapters 1 through 4 and then issue 7. But then Francis Portela does the missing 2 other issues. Danny Mickey does is the inker for the Ivan Reis issues, and then colorist artist is Brad Anderson. So I guess the inker for the 2 missing issues is just Francis Portela. I don't know. Alright. So yeah, first, not all, but first 7 issues in Hyde Street are collected in volume 1. And honestly, 7 issues, that's a pretty, if you're gonna, and this is only $14.99 by the way, but nice way of, going about it, I guess you could say. I don't know how to say that. But Hyde Street, volume 1. Then this last one, I just saw at the comic shop so many times that I think they've had the same copy for over almost a year now. And it's crazy to think about. It was back in April of 2025 that I saw this. And I was going to get it back then. I didn't own this book. But now I do own this book, so I have 2 copies of it now. But I was thinking the last time I saw it, so not this time, the last time, I was thinking to myself, hey, why not just buy this copy? It's a variant cover. So you get rid of your copy that you have at home, and then you buy this copy to keep it. And what book am I talking about? Carmen by, and there's no other way to say that, but Carmen by Guillaume March. Now, my copy does not have a dust jacket. I find that really cool. So I don't know if it was originally presented this way, or if this is a Newbury Comics exclusive cover. They do have, I know they have variant cover. I know Image Comics also does variant covers for their trades. But I just saw that and I was like, oh, cool. That's a variant cover. And back then I was like, I'm not going to be able to get this book anywhere else because it's out of print. Let's get it here. And I decided against it. It was also, I was there for a school field trip. And the reason why I didn't get it back then was because they had to redo the complete April 2024 Comic Haul video. And the day that I saw it was the day right before we were going on vacation. So I was like, that's cutting it way too close. Let's not do that. Because I didn't want to be late for the video. Because I would gotten back home from vacation in May. And I have all the books. It's not like I don't have all the books. That makes sense why I'd be doing it late. I didn't have all the books by that point, but I did. So it was kind of like, yeah, that's stupid. Just really stupid. So let's look at that. Under the dust jacket, a little bit of damage here. Just noticed. It's real epic. Yeah, it's the exact same under dust jacket. I thought so. So the dust jacket is, oh my god. Maybe I won't get rid of my copy. It's a little bunched up at the corner there. So I'll show the interior artwork, dust jacket taken off. But usually with their hardcovers, Image Comics does not do dust jackets. It's not a bad blemish. Just wonder how it got like that. Like it's been there for so long. When they're putting other books in there, they kind of bumped up against it too many times. Here's the interior artwork. Everything is done by Guillaume March, and this is 5-issue miniseries. Hell, I might just start this tomorrow. So this is the end of the video. So those of you who don't want to hear me prattle on about unrelated things, still talk about comics, but unrelated things. No more comic hall talk. But those of you who want to hear me prattle on can stay. Those of you who just want to know what the comics I got were, you can leave now. Said it so violently. So because of today and yesterday and just this whole thing, I'm thinking of is just adding some more Image books to the what I'll be reading this month pile. Hell, I get that video done too. And then I get the OGNs read. Because those ones I kind of feel like are more important. One of them's due on the 31st. So, I'll add maybe a couple. Nah, I shouldn't do that. I'll probably just return that Godzilla DC book without reading it for a third time. Because there's a sequel and it was kind of silly to put that in. I was just trying to break even. At that point, I couldn't think of anything else to get. But that, as I say, is that. So yeah, the whole thing was. So what I was gonna do was I was gonna add Carmen. Because I want them all to be, except for one exception. I want all of December's books to be rereads. Not necessarily reread to the Image books. Not necessarily reread to redeem. I didn't really like it, so let's read again. No, just reread in general. And it can be ones I haven't read in ages or one I haven't read in a month. So there's one that I haven't read. I just read last month. I added. That's probably what I'll end up doing. It's really silly to do that because I have so much that I got from the library. But at least one of the or two of the Image books are from the library itself. So there is that. But yes, Comic Hall. Now, when I buy these? If I'm kind of disappointed, by the way. So speaking of Comic Hall, I took 25 trades for this month. I don't include the 2 one-shots, the Santa and the Dread the Halls. One-shots, those, in my opinion, do not count as trades. They are one-shot floppies. So, as far as graphic novel collected editions go, I got 25. Hence, 2025. So, I think 2025 with 25 graphic novels. I thought that was a cool, neat little novelty. I know it's silly. But anyways, that, as I say, is that. Wait, that was, because I can make sure that I'm right about that. Yeah, because I got 20 books from my side things. I get a budget and I spend that, and then 1 book from this person and 1 book from the other person. That's 2, 22, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I got 3 this. I got 3 just today. And I figure, I can buy comics for myself, even though I just bought myself. I mean, Christmas just happened. It was all comics because my nephew, he got baseball cards, and he had just gotten baseball cards for Christmas, and my sister bought him something. So you know what? I'm doing it. Like I did it. I can't go back now. Like could go return them, but I'm not gonna do that obviously. But that is that.